I grew up in New Jersey, left New Jersey, moved to New York City, went to school in the city, met my wife. We lived there for 14 years, and then we came back to New Jersey. I really found my footing, I have to say, as an artist in New Jersey, because prior to that, my whole life really had been revolving around musical theater and Broadway, and that's what I did in New York. I got hired to do Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which was a whole nother thing. And when that kind of ended, I was trying to figure out what to do. And my wife was the one that was really like, you should just do your own shows. And that's kind of how this whole thing started. New Jersey's always been our home, kind of our home base. And you know, and we love it, and we're here to stay. My background coming from theater in the first place as a storyteller, I think that a lot of people always, especially people in the music industry, they like to label you as this is your niche and this is what you do, and I've kind of tried to not subscribe to that. I know my voice sounds a specific way, and the quality and tone of that has to kind of go with what music we do. For me, this show really came about from putting together some of my most favorite songs and taking them and reworking them and reimagining them into something that like an audience member would sit and go, I had no idea that that was the lyric to that song. I didn't realize that the midsection or the bridge of this song did that. So it really was kind of pulling apart these iconic songs and then putting them back together again in a way that was both familiar and then not familiar at the same time. Everyone just started referring people, and now I have this giant Rolodex of fantastic musicians that I would say 98% of them live in New Jersey. I'm so fortunate to have all of them. We all get along. They're all so professional in the fact that like we don't have rehearsals prior, in terms of like we're not like a band necessarily that you would say like meets up and like rehearses. And they all do a million other jobs music wise, you know, throughout the week, throughout the year. So when we get together the day of the show, what we're doing and what you're seeing is us kind of what we always say, or I always say in rehearsals, we're hitting beginnings and endings of songs. So we're basically just figuring out like, how do we end this song? Who's doing what? Who's cueing it? They're all super professional. Everybody knows what the job description is, and they show up and they execute it.
If you will seldom see, they talk of days for which they sit and wait. All will be revealed. Oh, let the sun beat down upon my face. Oh, let the sun beat down upon my face. Oh, let the sun beat down upon my face. Oh, let the sun beat down upon my face. I need you My heart's on fire.
Another really important aspect for me is the fact that I bring my family with me and have my kids there, my wife there. We knew that that was always kind of like a goal / dream, to be like, have backstage kids, and they would be like around this life and be part of the life.
Time of promises, a world of dreams.
You know, in the stereotypical world of music and that stuff, we're trying to break that stereotype of, like, you know, the dad leaves and goes on tour and then he comes home and the kid, you know, I never wanted that for my life.
Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best.
I never wanted, you know, Tara and I both, my wife and I, didn't ever want that for us. But as much as we can, we bring them. They're backstage, whether you know it or not. They are they are backstage, whether they're in the dressing room or they're standing in the wings watching. I have many videos of, you know, them dancing in the wings and backstage, and people have a preconceived notion of what happens backstage, and it's not at all what happens backstage, especially at my shows, probably more so than anyone's.
Oh, you're the best.
The future of this project for me has always been to see this whole thing fully realized with a symphonic orchestra. It would be to have like a gigantic symphony orchestra playing all this stuff. Keep kind of making it better and better for audiences, but also for myself and for my musicians, because every time we do it, we discover new things about it, and it's always a challenge, and it's always just a total blast to do.
I don't need to fight.
Such an intricate dance that everyone does, from every aspect of who's involved, from the film crews and the lighting and the sound design and the onstage sound design, and all of the musicians and my family coming and being as supportive as they are, to the audience filing in. It's just a big, crazy thing, and I love every single aspect of it.